Sex spies from China and Russia are now emerging across the U.S. to try and steal the country's technology and state secrets.
America, we've got a massive security crisis that nobody's really talking about. Chinese and Russian sex spies are targeting Silicon Valley tech workers and stealing our most sensitive technology secrets. But here's what's really pathetic. These computer engineers and cybersecurity guys are getting completely played by hot foreign women who are using the oldest trick in the book. If you're a lonely programmer who suddenly has a beautiful woman interested in your work, she's probably a spy, and you're probably about to become a national security threat.
So it's basically documentary. They want to kind of like to prove and bring all the evidences of the existence, the program sex espionage.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly shows how our enemies are playing chess while we're playing checkers. While American tech bros are worried about their dating apps, foreign governments are sending professional seductresses to steal technology that keeps America ahead of China and Russia. Let me break down how sophisticated this operation really is. We're not talking about random women trying to get information. We're talking about professionally trained operatives who go to actual spy schools to learn how to seduce and manipulate American men.
There are actually schools for training young men and young women in becoming sex spies.
According to former CIA operative J. Michael Waller, there are actually academies in Russia with model American towns where they train these operatives. They learn everything: how to do the pickup, how to make targets feel important, how to play their egos and insecurities.
They go on to say, China and Russia are sending attractive women to seduce tech workers, even marrying and having children with their targets.
And get this, these aren't just one-night stands or casual relationships. The Times reports that these spies are marrying their targets and having children with them. That is the ultimate long game, building entire fake families just to steal American technology. But here's what makes Silicon Valley such a perfect target. These tech workers are isolated, overworked, and socially awkward. They spend all day behind computers and don't have much experience with women. So when a beautiful foreign woman shows interest in them, they become what experts call very weak targets. Now let me tell you why these Silicon Valley guys are getting played so easily. We're talking about brilliant engineers and programmers who can build incredible technology, but they have zero game when it comes to women.
Especially in Silicon Valley, where men are so easily, they're easily targeted because they're very nerdish, kind of maybe they're genius in IT and technology, but definitely not in dating. So they are very easy targets.
This former Russian sex spy, Alia Rosa, nailed it perfectly. These guys are nerdish and might be geniuses in IT and technology, but they're definitely not geniuses in dating. They are very easy targets for female agents who know how to manipulate their egos. Sounds like every woman.
These Silicon Valley guys do not. You know, a lot of times they're arrogant, bright, tech entrepreneurs.
With a lot of money.
With a lot of money, sometimes not equipped with, all of the social skills.
Former CIA operative Lindsay Moran explains the problem perfectly. People in the defense industry get extensive training on counterintelligence threats, but these Silicon Valley guys have no idea how to recognize that they're being a target. Of course, these hot, dolled-up women are going to easily manipulate a coder or computer engineer into providing them with information. This is what women have been doing since the beginning of time, using what they got to get what they need. The only difference now is that they're being weaponized by foreign governments. Let me break down exactly how these sex spies operate, because their techniques are absolutely diabolical. According to the former Russian operative, they use something called the 7 touches method before they even approach their target.
They would create a fake account of a female, a beautiful, sexy, whatever, wearing bikini. So it's kind of eye-catchy.
Then they start appearing in your life 7 different times before they actually talk to you. They show up at your coffee shop, your gym. They like your social media post. By the time they approach you, your brain already trusts them because you've seen them before.
Pretending also to be the victim, that, she's in this weak position I'm alone, I'm by myself, I'm a student, don't have money, my parents are killed, blah, blah, blah.
Then they start the victim narrative. They're triggering what she calls the hero instinct because every man wants to feel like a hero, but it's all completely fake. And here's the sick part. They use something called milk technique where they fake mutual connections. They follow your friends on social media or claim to know your colleagues. Oh, Bill is my brother's friend, or I know that guy from work. It's all designed to make you think you have legitimate connections when everything is fabricated. Once they get these tech bros hooked emotionally, the real psychological warfare begins. These spies are trained to isolate their targets from support systems and make them emotionally dependent. Sounds like a classic simp.
You know, it's like sort of gaslighting when the agent, the fake account, would put you into this underestimating of yourself, to have doubts about yourself.
They start with compliments and love bombing, then they begin gaslighting. Your boss doesn't appreciate you. Your colleagues are using you. You're not being paid enough. They're all planting seeds of doubt and making the target feel undervalued at work while positioning themselves as the only person who truly understands and supports them. The targeting is incredibly precise. They're looking for lonely geeks behind the computer who don't have a life, the socially awkward person, or just somebody who wants to go out and have a good time. These foreign intelligence services have studied American psychology and know exactly what buttons to press. The unsuspected computer engineer or cybersecurity guy who suddenly gets attention from a beautiful woman is going to spill all the beans. It's human nature, especially for guys who don't normally get female attention. Now here's where this gets really dangerous for American national security. These spies aren't just after random information. They're targeting specific technology that gives America our competitive advantage.
If you think about what they're going after, right? Tesla self-driving software, Amazon Web Services, the data, NVIDIA chips designs, Meta user-based information, so everything on Facebook, everything on Instagram, vaccine drug formulas, all of this kind of stuff.
This isn't just corporate espionage. This is stealing the technology that keeps America ahead of our enemies.
Creating stressful situations where, for example, FOMO, like fear of missing something, right? So, oh my God, we have to do it right now. If you will not give me this article right now or this information right now, my boss will punish me and I will like lose this, or you will lose me forever. Like, you know, creating this fear.
When they're ready to extract information, they create stress and fear. If you don't give me this information right now, I'll disappear forever from your life. Under that emotional pressure, after months of building trust and dependency, these guys give up secrets they would have never normally shared. And the extraction isn't always about sex for secrets. Sometimes it's just emotional manipulation, making the target feel important, playing into their ego, and gradually getting them to share more and more sensitive information. We've already seen how effective these operations can be. Remember Eric Schwadwell and Fang Fang? This Chinese spy got so close to a sitting congressman that she probably helped him fundraise and probably had access to classified information. Schwadwell was on the House Intelligence Committee. That's where America's most sensitive secrets are being discussed. And this fool got compromised by a foreign agent who was probably reporting everything back to Beijing. The man faced zero consequences and is still in Congress today.
No 25-year-old woman is going to want to be hanging around me for that kind of thing. You're a spy.
Michael Waller had his own experience with a Chinese spy in Poland. A 25-year-old attractive woman approached him, already knew details about his background, and tried to get him up to his hotel room. When he called her out as a spy, Polish authorities threw her out of the country within days. But unfortunately, Silicon Valley guys don't have that kind of training or awareness. They are sitting ducks for these professional operatives. This isn't just about individual engineers getting played. This is about America losing our technology advantage to countries that want to destroy us. China and Russia are using sex as a weapon to steal innovations that keep us ahead in the military and economically. The U.S. government has gotten so concerned about this threat that they've banned American personnel working in China from having romantic relationships with Chinese citizens. citizen. If you violate this policy, you get kicked out of the country. That's how serious this problem has become. But Silicon Valley companies aren't taking the same precautions. They're more worried about diversity training and pronouns than they are about foreign intelligence services targeting their employees. Meanwhile, these tech workers are getting manipulated by professional operatives who've been trained since they were teenagers to seduce and exploit American men. It's psychological warfare, and we're losing because we're not even fighting back. America, this sex spy operation shows exactly how our enemies are exploiting our weakness. While companies in Silicon Valley are focused on woke politics and social media drama, China and Russia are sending beautiful women to steal our most sensitive technology. These Silicon Valley guys need to wake up and realize that if a gorgeous foreign woman is suddenly very interested in their work, she's probably a spy. If she's a 10 and you're nowhere near that league, she's a spy. The techniques these operatives use are sophisticated and effective because they exploit basic human psychology. Lonely men want attention, validation, and companionship. Foreign intelligence services are weaponizing those desires to steal American secrets. Our technological advantage is what keeps America safe and prosperous, and we're literally giving it away because some programmers can't resist a pretty face. The Chinese and Russians are playing the long game, building relationships, creating families, and spending years extracting information. Meanwhile, American companies are more concerned about hurt feelings than national security. Tech bros, stop being a simp. It's time to get serious about protecting our technological secrets before we lose our competitive advantage to countries that want to see America fail. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comments section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.